Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Good to see you all. I'm Chump Change. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. Let's see who is here this morning. Mr. Integra Guy. Good to see you, buddy. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Sustainable Crypto. David G. Leo Lustig. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. I got your poster. I got to open it up still. I'll do that this weekend, hopefully. I'll record it. I promise. Overboard Tech. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Steven Cicero, my man. We have Little Stanky. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. I love your name. We have Chris GTR in the chat. Is a pirate. Black Cat. What's up, man? Boinker, my buddy. What's going on? All right, let's see. Anybody else? If I missed you, I apologize. But yeah, good to see you all. Happy Friday. Happy payday, hopefully. Let's check out the market. Oh, man, it's red. Look at me. I'm turning red. 29,264 Bitcoin. I mean, still not bad. At least around the 30K. Not too bad. Ethereum, we have 1869. Let's see. Dogecoin's almost at 7.5 cents, getting to 8 cents, close to it anyways. We have $91 Litecoin. I think the Litecoin halving's in like 5 days, so stay tuned for that. Let's check out Crypto Bubbles, see what the biggest earner on the day is. IMX. What is IMX? IMX. Immutable. Oh, Immutable X. I heard of this. Yeah, I don't have any, but that's interesting. Up 7% if you guys are into that. We have Casper, not Caspa, Casper, which is, you know what? I heard about this through Serpent X Tech. So shout out to him for actually, you know, having his eyes on this a while ago. But this is up 5.2%. Nothing crazy, but yeah, pretty normal day overall. Let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. Though blinding you guys, we have 52. It's kind of neutral. Top 10 coins over a coin market cap. Let's check these out. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, XRP, BNB, USD Coin, Lotto Staked Ether, Cardano, Dogecoin, and Solana. Looks like Litecoin jumped up a peg over Polygon Matic as well. Interesting. All right, so we have some interesting topics today. So Altcoin Daily made a video. Some charges, I guess, were dropped against SBF. We have a millionaire, a crypto millionaire, found in a suitcase dismembered, which is insane, over in Argentina, I guess. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah. So let's get to that article first, and then we will we'll get into the news of the day. All right, missing crypto millionaire found dismembered in a suitcase. This is kind of insane. It says Fernando Perez Algaba. Is that how you say his name? Algaba. I'm probably butchering it, but reportedly ran a crypto trading business in Argentina and is suspected to have been murdered by a professional outfit, which is crazy. That's crazy to think about. It says a missing cryptocurrency millionaire and Instagram influencer based in Argentina has turned up dead, with police suspecting murder after he was found dismembered in a suitcase. How do you just suspect murder? Of course it's murder if he's in pieces. Like, come on. According to several local media reports, crypto trader and influencer Fernando Perez Algaba was reported missing on July 18th when he failed to return the keys to a rented apartment and answer his phone. His remains were found less than a week later on July 23rd by a group of children in the town, which is unfortunate, obviously. Yeah, it's just the Argentina capital. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. This is the guy right here. Absolutely insane. The suitcase contained amputated legs and forearms. Authorities discovered a torso on July 24th after draining the stream where the suitcase was found. A head was found in a backpack a day later on July 25th. Dude, so sad. Look at this. Straight up in the suitcase. That's messed up. And it's so sad because, you know what, like, this shit's really gonna scar those kids that found this. You know what I mean? But I guess moral of the story here is don't yeah, I don't know, don't mess with the wrong people, I guess, for one, and two, don't ever open a suitcase that you randomly find. Just report it so you don't have to deal with any of that. But yeah, so that's super unfortunate. Apparently he's a self-made crypto millionaire, but he likes to flaunt it, as far as I could tell. Don't do drugs, says Puts. Yeah, that too. Don't do drugs. All right, let's get into crypto world without dragging down the stream too much. I mean, obviously, condolences to that guy and his family. It's super sad, but unfortunately can't do anything about it. And you know what, Yankee, when I saw Altcoin Daily's video this morning right here, it's over, Sam Bankman-Fried charges dropped, I thought of you. First person I thought of was Mr. Yankee himself, because he's always hashtagging free Sam in the chat. Obviously joking, but that's literally the first thing I thought of. All right, so a judge imposes a gag order on SBF as prosecutors allege witness tampering. This is CNBC Crypto World. This was posted yesterday afternoon. We watch it a day later, but still relevant. So let's hear it, and then we will get into the rest of today's video.
Today, the House Financial Services Committee fails to reach a deal on a bipartisan stablecoin bill. A federal judge cuts down Sam Bankman-Fried's communications over witness tampering claims, and Polygon Labs' chief legal officer provides an update on the platform's new database, highlighting the use cases of blockchain technology.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to just at me in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Good morning, Alex. Good
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Kate Rooney. Crypto markets holding steady after the Fed raised rates yesterday, and a new report this morning found GDP growing faster than Wall Street expected. By noon Eastern, Bitcoin traded around $29,300. Ether, meanwhile, hovered around $1,870, and Polygon's Matic token trading around 72 cents. Okay, let's talk about some of the top stories. Sam Bankman-Fried just had his bail conditions restricted by a federal judge. In a hearing on Wednesday, federal prosecutors argued that SBF engaged in witness tampering by sharing the personal writings of Caroline Ellison, the former head of Alameda Research and a former romantic partner to
Could have been worse. Could have shared nudes.
Bankman-Fried. It's the second time he's been accused of witness tampering, first being back in January when the government claimed SBF messaged the general counsel of FTX US on the encrypted messaging app Signal. In response to the claims, the judge imposed a limit on SBF's communications until the court determines whether he should be sent to jail ahead of his trial. At the same time, prosecutors also told the federal judge they wouldn't pursue a campaign finance charge against SBF after failing to include the charge as part of his extradition agreement with the Bahamas. Next, two crypto...
Yeah, apparently the Bahamian government or whatever, if you don't put like specific things in the initial ruling, they have to drop the charges or something. It's kind of crazy. Altcoin Daily actually he explains it a little better, so we'll get into that in a bit.
Bills just passed a key vote in a congressional committee. The House Financial Services Committee voted to advance the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act and the Blockchain Regulatory Uncertainty Act. The FIT21 Act would establish clearer guidelines for digital assets, like which tokens are controlled by the CFTC versus the SEC, while the blockchain bill would limit miners from being treated as money transmitters. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong tweeted about the bills, asking people to reach out to their representatives and urge them to vote yes. The bills now face a vote in the House Agriculture Committee. And just today, the House Financial Services Committee failed to reach a bipartisan deal on a stablecoin bill it was also considering. In his opening remarks during the markup session, committee chair Patrick McHenry said he was disappointed a deal couldn't be reached with the ranking member Maxine Waters, but actually placed the blame on the Biden administration. McHenry claimed a deal was in reach, but the White House, quote, brought negotiations to a halt. All right, on to our main story. It's been more than a month since Polygon Labs launched what it calls the Value Prop, an open database hoping to highlight the positive use cases of blockchain technology. Crypto World's Talia Kaplan got an update on that initiative from Polygon Labs' Chief Legal Officer Rebecca Reddig. She also discusses some of the recent changes at the platform.
You were recently promoted to Chief Legal Officer at Polygon Labs, and the former Chief Legal Officer was promoted to CEO.
Why does she look like Gary Gensler, kind of, with long hair and older?
President Ryan Wyatt will step down at the end of this month and is expected to serve in an advisory role, I understand. Now, these changes come as Polygon, which is a layer 2 scaling solution for the Ethereum blockchain, is going through a rebrand of sorts in what has been dubbed Polygon 2.0. Can you take us through the vision for this next chapter of your corporate development?
Am I wrong? Does she not look like
Polygon 2.0 is a very exciting development. It looks to build out all sorts of different chains, ZK EVM, and a lot of the forward-thinking technology that Polygon Labs is building, and bring them together in a unified way to really move the entire blockchain space forward and watch the proliferation of a blockchain-based internet come to life and bring together a value layer for the internet.
Well, the last time you were on our show was a little more than a month ago. That's when Polygon Labs launched what's called the Value Prop, an open source database showcasing blockchain use cases and innovation around the world. Now, last time we spoke, you noted that the database showcases use cases with several different verticals, including finance, healthcare, and sustainability. Now that the database has been active for more than a month, how is the value prop going? Are you noticing there is, in fact, a demand for this database?
There's a big demand for it. I think it's really brought a big aha moment for people to understand that blockchain-based internet applications are in their day-to-day life already with brands like Starbucks, Disney, Sports Illustrated, Ticketmaster. And so it's really part of what people are already doing when they're using the internet. I've heard from a lot of different policymakers and governments around the world that they are using this when they're looking at blockchain technology and seeing how it's being built out and how it will really be part of and is currently part of the economy. And I've heard from lots of friends that they are showing it to their parents too, and that it's really an educational moment for them to incorporate and understand how blockchain is being used by major brands that are really part of our day-to-day life.
Can you take us through some of the specific projects included in the database? You mentioned some, like Starbucks, Disney, but even the humanitarian organization UNICEF is included. And I understand WorldCoin, the crypto project launched by OpenAI Sam Altman, is also included. And I'm specifically interested in that example, given WorldCoin just went live this week.
There are lots of exciting use cases, all of whom that you hear about both in the news. There are over 430 applications that are actually featured in all sorts of parts of the economy that we're used to, whether it be healthcare or AI or even social media. And so anything you want to see on there, including a blockchain-based application for the California DMV, is featured there. So things that you wouldn't even think about and all the things you hear about in the news are also able to be found on the Value Prop. It's a completely interactive website, and you can search it in a number of different ways, whether it be by use case or by a sector of the economy. And we've also recently added something called Impact Locale that shows where certain applications are making a really positive social impact around the world.
What's next for the value prop? What is your vision?
There are some exciting updates coming by way of video testimonials. Developers will be on and we'll have videos up where they explain why blockchain is necessary for what they're building. And we will also have people in all sorts of places everywhere in the world talk about how their lives have been touched positively by blockchain-based applications. So the value prop is going to continue on with the aha moments and really showing how real people use blockchain technology and why it is a force for good in the world too.
Well, it certainly will be interesting to continue to follow those developments. But earlier this month, I read that a group of Polygon founders and researchers proposed a token upgrade that would replace the network's Matic token with POL for more utility. Where does that stand right now, and what prompted that proposal to come about to begin with?
Polygon 2.0, as we talked about earlier, is a really new way of thinking about integrating technology. And so to have something that powers all of these various chains and make sure that they are working together in a unified way will also require, an additional token upgrade from a software perspective too, to ensure that the technical upgrade really works in a seamless way and is easy for everyone to use.
A judge ruled this month that Ripple did not violate securities laws when issuing XRP to retail investors, giving the crypto company a partial win in its battle with the SEC. The ruling marked a major blow to the SEC's efforts to regulate the crypto industry. What was your reaction to that ruling?
I was really pleased to see the Ripple court's ruling because the decision does a really important job of distinguishing between what are securities and what are transactions in securities. And the court in Ripple said XRP, which is just a piece of software, right? The token itself, in itself is not a security, and did the important job of parsing through the different types of transactions and determining whether those are securities. I think the important takeaway here, though, is that various courts have found various different things with respect to various different types of securities transactions in all different parts of the countries. And what that really suggests is we will have a number of different ways that courts are looking at this. And what we really need instead is a broad scale piece of legislation that puts forward a way, guardrails and ways that the crypto asset market will be working in the United States and will be regulated among the SEC, the CFTC, and various other agencies.
Does this ruling have any implications for Polygon Labs, especially after the SEC has been arguing that several popular cryptocurrencies, including Polygon's Matic token, are securities? The regulator specifically named Matic and other tokens in the agency's lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase last month. So does this decision have an impact on Polygon Labs?
Well, this is a district court decision that is confined to the facts and circumstances relating to Ripple and these transactions and XRP itself. But what I think it really does is it buttresses, I think, our opinion and others that these tokens on their own are not securities and that you really have to look at transactions themselves.
So sticking with regulation, we have been hearing about several crypto-related bills recently. For example, last week, House Republicans introduced a new digital asset oversight bill. And earlier this month, Senators Lummis and Gillibrand unveiled their revamped crypto bill. What do you think about those developments? And do you think a comprehensive regulatory framework for crypto can be achieved here in the US? And if so, what is a realistic timeline?
I think we are seeing so many different bills come out through various different members of Congress, whether it be, as you pointed out, the Senate or in the House of Representatives. And I do think a comprehensive regime can be put together for the crypto asset markets in the United States. That will bring the US in line with major other jurisdictions in the world, such as the EU and Japan and the UK, who have either put in place these broad scale regulations for crypto markets in those jurisdictions or are planning to, and making really active steps to do so.
Mr. Alvides in the chat said, so Ripple is like a crypto shield, basically. And I honestly don't think you're wrong. I mean, it's one of those things where the way they put ruling on that, it's only going to help out other projects get some sort of clarity until it's either reversed or appealed or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's, yeah, the Ripple crypto shield is a thing. It really is a thing, honestly, at this point. I mean, they won though, so I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see what comes of it. And they actually, I think Gensler in this article right here, or on Bloomberg right here, where he's talking to these people, I think he talks about not knowing if they're going to appeal it or not. I think he says there's like 5 other members of Congress, of the SEC, like he's the chair, but there's 5 other people that need to agree upon it. And then once they make the decision, he will let people know. Let's, you know what, before we watch this, actually, let's get into Mr. Altcoin Daily's video, just kind of talking about Sam Bankman-Fried's charges being dropped, just because we touched on that a little bit. And if you guys missed the missing crypto millionaire found dismembered in a suitcase report, this is the suitcase and this is the dude. Well, that's the dude right there, but this is the suitcase, unfortunately. It's kind of crazy. I pinned it in the top if anybody's interested in going to read it, but obviously my condolences to the family. Super sad, and yeah, that sucks, but it is what it is. All right, if you guys have any questions, tag me in the chat.
I imagine you have some probability distribution in your mind of how much money you might give in the next election cycle.
Breaking news in crypto today. Prosecutors drop yet another charge against FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, meaning SBF will face no jail time for the billions of dollars illegally siphoned from customers and then donated to politicians. And remember just how much.
Bankruptcy attorneys say FTX donated
93 million is he donated to the political parties, and he's not going to face any zero jail time.
93 million bucks to politicians. SBF contributed 70 million himself to mostly Democratic campaigns. Bankman-Fried telling YouTuber Tiffany Fong that he also donated an equal amount to Republicans, but all those donations were, quote, dark, therefore untraceable.
And if you're asking why, meaning the real reason the charges were dropped, and by the way, remember, SBF was about to donate a whole lot more money.
I imagine you have some probability distribution in your mind of how much money you might give in the next election cycle.
This is ridiculous.
Give me some number.
Like, why does that matter?
I would guess north of 100 million.
More than 100 million, sort of spread across many races, organizations, but toward the 2024 election. So if that's a floor, what's the ceiling?
And that brings us to today. The United States government has officially dropped all charges related to the campaign donations. And
what? They dropped all charges. That is insane. That is insane. And you know what? If you guys want to pay politicians, apparently you can just get out anything. So there's that.
If you're asking why SBF could donate hundreds of millions of dollars of allegedly fraudulent money and put it in the pockets of politicians and then get those charges dropped, well, the answer is because of a technicality with the Bahamian government. You're wondering why the government dropped some charges against SBF? Because of this thing called laws. The Bahamian extradition treaty with the United States clearly says you have to declare everything you're going to charge him with in the original extradition or you're violating the treaty.
That is messed up. Isn't that messed up? You have to literally put everything into the document or you're violating the treaty, which means he got out scot-free of all this bullshit. I mean, I don't know if he's obviously not going to face jail time, but I mean, I'm assuming he's going to be just ruined financially and everything else. How weird is this though? Like, it's so strange. But I mean, he paid off the right people. He went to the correct country to do this, or, you know, district to do this. Like, it's wild. It's absolutely wild how he's like, he doesn't seem like a smart guy, but dude, he like put everything in the proper places.
Or you're violating the treaty. Specifically, this is Article 14, Rule of Speciality. So SBF's lawyers must have either knew or negotiated this in to the extradition treaty. A person extradited under this treaty may only...
Yeah, Sweeney, I didn't say all charges dropped. I just said SBF charges dropped because they are. He is out of... He has no ramifications to be thrown in jail. Like, they can't throw him in jail now because of the whole treaty thing that they're going over right now.
Only be detained, tried, or punished in the requesting state for the offenses of which the extradition was granted. This is an ongoing story. Click subscribe. You do not want to miss a video. And with a trial still set to come at the end of this year, possibly next, Bankman-Fried still faces multiple wire and securities fraud charges. Now, Gary Gensler just went on Bloomberg to talk about Ripple, but breaking news for sponsor of the...
Fucking hell. This guy's shilling this. Hold on, let me skip through. So we're going to watch this Gary Gensler on Bloomberg in a second, but let me just jump forward a little bit.
Now, Gary Gensler was just on Bloomberg TV. He was asked about XRP and Ripple.
A ruling that was made in the Ripple case that XRP is only a security when sold to institutional investors, not so with retail investors. I know you've previously said you were disappointed by that ruling. The SEC has also said that it intends to seek further review. So does that mean you are going to appeal it? Can you elaborate on your thoughts around that ruling?
Did you guys see him the whole time looking at her head, trying not to like stare at this girl?
Kaylee, great question, but the commission, I'm one of 5 commissioners. The commission has not acted on that, and if the staff makes a recommendation, we'll have a discussion of it, and we'll take it up then, but I don't really have anything more for you for that.
In the meantime, as we wait for this,
he then went on to say this about crypto as a whole.
The securities laws are there to protect you, and that's right now, this is a field rife with fraud, rife with hucksters, and there are good faith actors as well, but there are far too many that aren't.
And this is why legislation like this is so important right now. Historic crypto market bill approved to advance to full U.S. House. So the House Agriculture Committee advanced legislation to overhaul how crypto markets are regulated in the U.S. a day after the House Financial Services Committee did the same. And why this matters: the bill becomes the most significant piece of digital asset legislation to advance this far in Congress. And now that committee's debated, amended, and advanced the unusual cross-jurisdictional effort, the legislation is likely to be voted on by the entire House of Representatives in the near future. And just as a reminder what this bill would do, it would grant more power and funding to oversee crypto spot markets for so-called digital commodities, so not securities, but commodities. And the bill would also direct regulators to create a clear pathway for digital assets to transition from a security investment to a commodity for those cryptos that were sufficiently decentralized. That is the video. My name's Austin. Like always, see you tomorrow.
Crazy, crazy. How nuts is that? The whole thing. Like just him not being able to be thrown in jail over things or a technicality where they didn't post it in the Bahamian government side of things prior to him being arrested or charged. It's so nuts to me, but whatever. He clearly knows what he's doing. All right, so this is the Bloomberg's interview with Mr. Gensler, and so this is 7 minutes in. I think what I'm going to do is I want to go back to the beginning, and then we're going to jump to 7 minutes when he starts talking to this other lady, which is like 2 minutes in or so, because she's kind of like, it doesn't really make any sense. So let's do this. I didn't watch the entire thing, but I watched some of it. All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Let's do it.
I'd like to begin with your newest rules that you just unveiled yesterday, putting
Super
restrictions on brokerages and money managers and their use of AI to interact with clients. What is your primary concern with the adoption of this technology that you're trying to address?
First, Kaylee, it's good to be with you. But talking about this, I think that predictive data analytics, including artificial intelligence, is the transformative technology of our times, and every bit as transformative as the internet or mass production of the automobile 100 years ago. Now, what are we trying to address? When an investment advisor or a broker works with you as an investor, they're not supposed to put their interest, the advisor's interest, ahead of yours, Kaylee, as an investor. Mm-hmm. And so what we're trying to do is make sure that the technology aligns with that standard, that the technology that can predict about each and every one of us so much about how we might react to a little behavioral prompt or a little nudge, how we might react, that they're putting our interest as an investor in the right place and not putting themselves ahead of it.
And of course, the AI move wasn't the only one you made yesterday. You also just approved a plan to require companies to disclose cyber breaches within a 4-business-day timeline. Why is that the appropriate time frame?
Well, yeah, so right now he's talking about AI and the transformative technology of our time, or how it is.
If I could just give a little bit more, it's about material incidents. So if a company lost a factory and that factory is wiped out and that factory is material to its operations, let's say because it's lost to a hurricane, investors need to know when they're buying and selling the stock. In a similar way, if you had a cyber incident that management determines is material, hundreds of millions of files lost or something, or compromised, investors benefit from that disclosure.
But giving businesses just 4 days to disclose that.
That's what we have in our rules today. Currently,
4 days,
4 business days.
Insane.
If you have, like, if that factory, was wiped out by a hurricane, to put out the material information. And so that's consistent with rules on the books. And by the way, many companies have been making such disclosures. Some haven't. It's been fragmented, and we thought it was important to bring some consistency to it around these material events.
Interesting. All right, she's gonna talk to him about some nonsense. I'm gonna jump forward to this section right here.
Farmers and ranchers who thoughtfully wrote us. So we've heard.
Okay, I'd like to move to a different topic, which has gotten a lot of attention lately, crypto. Specifically, a ruling that was made in the Ripple case that XRP is only a security when sold to institutional investors, not so with retail investors. I know you've previously said you were disappointed by that ruling. The SEC has also said that it intends to seek further review. So does that mean you are going to appeal it? Can you elaborate on your thoughts around that ruling?
Kaylee, great question, but the commission, I'm one of 5 commissioners. Mm-hmm. The commission has not acted on that, and if the staff makes a recommendation, we'll have a discussion of it, and we'll take it up then, but I don't really have anything more for you for that.
In the meantime, as we wait for this, What does it mean for your efforts around crypto, for your efforts to try to protect the consumer in these areas? Does it complicate it?
Look, this field of crypto investing, a lot of investors should be aware it's not only a highly speculative asset class, it's also one that they currently should not assume that they're getting the protections of the securities laws, even though the securities laws apply to many of those tokens, without prejudging anyone.
Without prejudging anyone, but he's already prejudged them all.
But you as investors are not getting the full, fair, and truthful disclosure. And the platforms, the intermediaries, are doing things that we would never in a day allow or think the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ would do. The platforms often are commingling and trading against you and have market makers that are on the other side of your trades. And we don't allow that in the rest of our securities markets. And the securities laws are there to protect you. And that's right now, this is a field rife with fraud, rife with hucksters. And there are good faith actors as well, but there are far too many that aren't.
That Gary smirk when he knows he's lying, says Douglas. And then Game of Smokey Dan says he's being told what to say. I think it's because he's talking to the girl in the other office, like she's on screen. He's not in front of her, but I could be wrong.
And of course, you've brought cases against crypto exchanges on this point. But do you need to change tactic? Does it change anything for those cases? Again, this XRP ruling.
Again, I'm not going to go into any one ruling, but I think that the securities laws are clear. And if you're
not clear,
if the public is investing in your project because they're anticipating profits based upon the efforts of that project or those entrepreneurs, Congress painted with a broad brush. And I would ask you this, it's like when you look at a token, you can find a website, you can find a CEO, you can find a Twitter or X feed, whatever it's called these days. And there are entrepreneurs behind many of these projects without, again, prejudging any one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Elsewhere in the crypto space, I'd like to discuss the spot ETF.
Real quick, before she gets into that, like the whole expecting a return of some sort, right? Let's be real. How many of you people got into Bitcoin not expecting a thing? Like expecting to lose money or just not gain anything? Like, why would you get into it in the first place, right? It's I don't know. It's such a foolish argument to me, to be honest. That's just how I feel. I don't know about you guys, but that's it's kind of ridiculous.
Because we have seen a wave of filings recently from BlackRock and others trying to finally achieve this. One has never been approved in the US, just a futures ETF. It seems like everyone thinks there has been a tone shift, that something is different this time around. What do you make of that wave of recent filings? Has anything actually changed for the SEC?
Exactly, same with stocks.
It probably won't surprise you. Those filings do ultimately come up to a 5-member commission, so I can't prejudge any filing.
Fucking God. Why does he keep saying that? Dude, that's got to be like in his script, like I can't prejudge anything. He's already prejudged everything. Like, I don't understand why he keeps saying that. Like, dude, you already did.
As I said, this is a field that...
It's a clown.
There's a lot of non-compliance in this field, and that the platforms themselves, where trading is occurring of various crypto tokens, though some of it comes under the securities laws, currently they're not necessarily compliant with those time-tested protections against fraud and manipulation.
Okay, on the subject of securities laws, which obviously is your purview at the SEC, just yesterday, House Financial Services Committee passed through committee legislation on crypto market structure that would actually give more authority in regulating this space to the CFTC. Still has a long way to go if it were to become law, but what is your thought on that legislation?
I sort of share my thoughts directly with members on the Hill.
And what have you told them?
I understand your question, Kaylee, but I think that those members on the Hill would appreciate if I continue to share my thoughts directly with them.
They would appreciate if I just completely shut the fuck up. That's exactly what he meant to say.
Not too dissimilar, Mr. Chair. I wonder if there's some degree that you would want a wider scope when it comes handing down fines to bad actors. Do you think it would be helpful to have higher fines, again, in order to discourage certain behaviors?
I would say this. We have good tools at the SEC around not just penalties, but also what's called disgorgement to give back ill-gotten gains and so forth. But if you're asking whether we could use more authorities, I would say we need more cops on the beat. We need more resources. Our agency is just the size we were in 2016. We actually shrank. We've kind of come back, and yet the markets have grown so significantly in those 7 years.
And finally, as you say, you need more resources. I wonder how you feel about the ability of you to get those things from this Congress in particular, when you have certain members of Congress who have said things like introducing legislation to remove you as chair, referring to tyrannical chairmen, including the current one. Does it make it more difficult to do your job when there is that kind of political rhetoric out there in your efforts to protect investors?
We work closely with Congress and individual members, and I look forward to those public debates. I think that we're really an important agency. The capital markets really wouldn't work without cops on the beat and rules of the road. Just, you know, think if you're watching soccer matches. If there were no refs on the field, what would that soccer match look like? It would look first more like rugby, and then after a while it would really look worse, and fans wouldn't come to the field anymore, or well,
I can
most
see that
wouldn't.
vision.
So I really do think
kind of an
that,
odd analogy.
It's important to
Yes
have
and no.
this agency, and we're part of these well-regulated markets.
I think DeFi was entirely created to tell you guys to F off and just do their own thing. But anyways, all right. So anyways, if you guys didn't see this, anybody here that may have just joined, this is one of the headlines today, which is super unfortunate and sad. Crypto millionaire found dismembered in a suitcase. This guy, unfortunately, what is his name? Fernando Perez Algaba. That's how you say it. I apologize for butchering it, but yeah, this guy, apparently, he's a millionaire found in a suitcase. Let's see. It was reported that Algaba had 900,000 Argentine pesos, 3,300 debt in bounced checks, 1.2 million Argentine pesos, $4,400 owed to banks, and other debt of 70,000, again related to a bounced check. But if he's a millionaire, why is he? I'm kind of confused. Or maybe he's an Argentina millionaire, which is, wait, what? I'm going to Argentina. What is this? What is this? That's it? So I can be a millionaire if I just move there with $5 grand? What the fuck? Is that legit? What is that? That's crazy. Anyways, all right. Does anybody have any questions or anything else you guys would like to go over before we call it a day? It is Friday. Happy Friday. Let's see. I sent this to Chump yesterday. Yes, you did. You did, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. And it was on Cointelegraph this morning, Mr. Little Stanky actually threw it in the live chat. No, not in the live chat. Sorry. In the Chump chat in Discord. So yeah, if you guys aren't part of Discord, links in the description. Go check it out. All right, let me see. Actually, you know what? Let's see if there's anything else that may have just came up while we were talking. Political parties split on how to regulate increasing AI adoption. That's seems pretty legit. Makes sense. I guess we'll look at that. Let's see. I don't know if this, yeah, it's kind of a boring article. This is a big article though, I guess, talking about AI. If anybody's interested, German political parties split on how to regulate increasing AI adoption. Let's see if there's anything else that is important today. Supreme Court, nope. Just checking. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask while I'm looking around. Let's see. U.S. Senate approves national defense bill that also targets crypto mixers. Ooh. Crypto mixers like Tornado Cash and stuff, I assume. I mean, I think, is Tornado Cash done? Is that gone? I think it's gone. I've never used it, but I think it's gone. If I'm not mistaken. The United States Senate, let's see this, passed on 2024 national defense Authorization Act, NDAA, worth 886 billion. 886 billion. Jeez, that's so much money. That's crazy. On July 27th, the bill includes a provision targeting crypto mixers. Yeah, so this has to be with Tornado Cash type deal. Seems pretty obvious. The Democrats have, oh shit, didn't mean to click on that. God damn it. Democrats have abandoned any stable bill in favor of seeking. Why do I keep clicking on that? There we go. Bill in favor of seeking through this provision in the NDAA must pass bill. Interesting. I mean, I would assume, oh, here we go. This includes the use of crypto mixers like Tornado Cash, which are used to make transactions private. Yeah, so if you guys don't know what Tornado Cash was or is, it's again a mixing service, exactly what they say, but it takes your crypto, washes it basically, so you can't tell where it came from by going through like a whole bunch of different avenues, so it's just very hard to trace, and then back to wherever you want it to go. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, I've never used it. If you're trying to do like tax evasion, all that shit, yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? I don't know why else you'd want to do it, to be honest. Doesn't really make much sense to me. Did you make sure you upgrade your Dynex stuff? No, Yeti, I haven't mined anything in 2 weeks. Like literally, probably about, yeah, it's been about 2 weeks. I haven't done any shorts in the trailer because I haven't had anything on in the trailer. What's going on, Nick K? Good to see you, buddy. Excuse me. All right. I hate they use investor protection. Many stocks down 80-90% from all-time high. They pull the buy button for G-stop companies. Can dilute share at stroke or a pen, reverse stock splits, etc. Yeah, I mean, the same shit that happens in crypto happens in stocks for the most part. I mean, yeah, it's obviously not regulated and stuff, but for the most part, it's all the same stuff. Let's see. Reminder, update Dynex miners if you haven't done so already. So what's going on with Dynex? Where is the does anybody have an article on this? Or a let me see, is it on Dynex's website? Actually, you know what? It's probably, where would it be? Discord, maybe? Let me open Discord real quick. And then I got to get out of here. Got to take care of the kids. Let me see. Mining Disrupt's over, right? Everybody's gone. Is today the last day, or is it already done yesterday? Does anybody know? Let me see. Let me go to Dynex Discord. I want to see if there's any announcements. Let me see. This is the first thing I see. What is this? What is happening? What is this? By applying a quantum feature selection algorithm on deep learning models, the feature space is being condensed and better model accuracy achieved. Check out the latest Dynex SDK example. What? Deep learning breast cancer prediction on Dynex? What? Dude, what? Like, what? That is so weird. Yeah, that's crazy. Man, I gotta start like going through Discords more often. I don't go through these at all. Like, ever. Let's see. Yeah, oh, you know what? Is there still drama going on with this shit? Did Mr. Sumi ever get in touch with Mr. Dan Keller? Because I saw the like call out that he did, but I don't know. A little ridiculous, to be honest. Why, when you're supposedly not against anybody and you want to play fair and be nice to everybody, why are we gonna call people out and try to cause problems? Doesn't make much sense. But anyways, let's see. Reminder, it says yesterday at 4:40 a.m. Ceasing support for all old miner versions today. It says to allow for a smooth transition period, old miner. Let me zoom into this. Can I zoom in? Here we go. So you guys can see it maybe. Old miner versions will be supported up until July 27th. So yeah, that was yesterday. After that, the old miners will not be able to connect to the Dynex network anymore from this point onward. The entire Dynex network will support listing. Sorry. Wait. Elsing? I don't know what the hell that is. What's Elsing? Is that the new thing? The new whatever? Sampling used for machine learning and other optimization tasks. 1 hour left to upgrade. So yeah, yesterday. All right, so this is yeah, it's in effect today. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see. So did a video. Nice. Let's see. Mining King, really, bro? Where did you get your information from? What did Mining King say? Oh boy. What's Dynex? I'm done. It's done. What are you talking about, Mining King? You were like all in on Dynex, and now you're like this with Flux. Cut it out, all right? You were mining all of your stuff on Dynex last week. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear it. Yeah, Deep Miners Pool. If you guys are interested, go check it out. Yeti, throw a link in the chat. I can't believe you just made me do that on camera. You know that, King? Disappointed. Very disappointed. Anyways, all right, guys. I'm glad everybody had fun at Mining Disrupt. I'm glad all the all the YouTubers got together. It was excellent. DNX, yes, Dynex, sir. You love it, and you were mining it. And don't lie, Mr. Mining King. Your sweet bag of Dynex is waiting, and when it hits a bunch of money, you will love it. You know, let me go to Deep Miners website. That did not work. Why did that not work? Let me open this in a new tab. Let me see. Ah, here it is. All right, so what do we have to change here? Is it just, what did it say, new miner? We don't have to do anything like specific. You just gotta change the miner you're using. Is that what's going on with Dynex? Let me just double check. What do they say? Dynex network anymore. From this point onward, the entire Dynex network will support Elsing. Interesting. All right, so yeah, it's just old miner version. So you just need to upgrade the miner or update the miner. And I'm assuming over here at Deep Miners, where you guys could see this, I love the dashboard. It looks pretty cool. And you have, so now I'm gonna have to make a new you know what, Yeti, I'm gonna have to change some stuff inside this. And you know what, I'll put some new information in the description of this video for you guys, because that's crazy. Top 15 miners. Is this one Rondi? Is this Rondi up here? I'm just kidding. Rondi's probably killing it though. I know he's got all his stuff on Dynex. Deep Miners Pool. Crazy. I don't know. I hope Dynex goes somewhere. That's just me personally, but I don't know what you guys think about it. Hopefully you guys like it as well. Just update Hive OS. It has 101.2.1. Okay, perfect. All track. Thank you. So yeah, just upgrade your Hive OS and you're good. I did talk to Hive OS about Intel Arc support. Interesting. Mining King said he's being framed. You're a liar. All right, guys. Anyways, happy Friday. I gotta get the hell out of here. I got daddy duty. A lot of things to do around the house. I gotta finish my patio. My freaking hands are killing me today. Hopefully you guys have a good day. Enjoy payday, and I will catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning around 9 o'clock. I don't know. I might go at 8 o'clock. It depends how much stuff I have to do today. But Con to Bits, have a good day, buddy. Mr's the Pirate, Road Puts, D Miners, Yeti, the Mining King, even though you're shitting on Dynex. Love you all. Have a good day, and peace out.